Hey, I'm Jack from Bleachers. I'm in Toronto. I'm at Riot Fest, and you're watching my favorite music blog, AMBY.
Hey everyone, it's Alicia from AMBY, and I'd like to welcome you to Interview with Jack from Bleachers. How are you?
Good, how's it going?
It's awesome. We're really excited to be catching up with you today. Last time
we
spoke was about, let's say, definitely before the release of your debut. So we're really excited just to be catching up and having
over a year ago.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's good to be with you again.
Same with you. So it's actually an exciting time for you because you just played your own festival, Shadow of the City, yesterday. So how was that?
It was great. It was one of the best days of my life. Not to sound overblown about it. It was the best. I dreamed about doing that very thing in that space. I think when you have dreams and then you try to execute them, they always shift into something else. And that was one of the few experiences in my life that was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I envisioned, and here I am. It was really special.
I know a lot of your friends played, like Charlie XCX. You also have Mr. Wives, the Front Bottoms. I believe Bully was on it as well.
Yeah, I love Bully.
A crazy lineup. So having so many friends in the industry, how did you go about choosing who was going to play this awesome fest?
I wanted it to feel really personal, and so I just, kind of like made a little note on my iPhone of like, if I could put together like my favorite bands to play this thing in Jersey with me, who would it be? And then we just asked nicely.
Well, I wanted to bring up the fact that it just seems like a really fun festival. You had dunk tanks. I know there were carnival rides. Like it looked and games. It just looked like such a blast. And so many people were tweeting you afterwards, and the word coming around was fun, a lot.
That's good.
So having that theme of fun for you, do you kind of think that you're going to end up doing this annually?
Yeah, I'm going to do it every year, for sure.
Awesome.
They'll take a stick of dynamite to get me to stop doing it. So they're going to have to like kick me out of New Jersey to stop doing it. There's no question. And that's what I always wanted. I didn't want to just like dip my toe in and try something. I think when you do something like that, you have to go all the way, and you have to really create something that was the whole goal this year, was to create something that was unforgettable and that people would say, oh, I can't miss this next year.
Who do you think are some people you're going to look to and reach out to who you'd want to be on it?
I can't tell you now.
Oh, come on.
I got a list in my head. That all day yesterday, I was just like half right there in the moment, then half like so excited that this thing even existed and where we could go with it and what we could do next year and the year after, et cetera, et cetera.
Awesome. Well, I've seen you live a couple of times, and last time you were in Toronto, you just put on this crazy show, and one thing I couldn't help but notice is how it really reminded me of just seeing Springsteen. Like,
oh, thanks.
Really, I know it's an influence of yours. So just for performing, who do you look to just as inspiration when you're on stage?
My biggest inspiration in performing are artists and bands that are just working with the crowd, where it's like just a total partnership. I've never been the kind of artist who you pay money and you watch. It's always been something that people are a part of, where, if the crowd isn't really, a big part of it, there's no show. It doesn't matter. So it's just a total 1 + 1 = 1,000. It's everything has got to do with the crowd. So any artists that function that way really inspire me.
I remember at the Mod Club, the last show in Toronto, you had people throwing these little rubber duckies on stage. You were talking to them throughout the entire show. So you definitely have that kind of element of interaction nailed down. Yeah,
well, I like that idea. It's like, I don't want people to ever come to a show and be like, this is something that's happening with or without me. Everyone, the last person in the crowd, the person in the very front row, everyone should know, because it is true that it only exists because of them and because of the emotion and the energy. So it's important that the show reflects that.
Well, personally, what are some of your favorite shows that you've been to in the past?
One of my favorite shows of all time was the Mountain Goats at Bowery Ballroom. I saw Radiohead headline Bonnaroo. I'm not even the hugest Radiohead fan, but it was just a perfect show. What else? I've seen Spoon play some great shows. I've seen Kanye play great shows.
Yeah.
A lot of shows from when I was a kid.
Okay.
Like seeing like Saves the Day and like a Firehouse. Those are memories that never get old.
Cool. And then just on the music front, because I know we're talking about shows, but for music, you dropped a new EP called Like a River Runs, and I know the EP was relatively recent. I think it was released back in June.
Yeah.
And the Strange Desire being a year back. Is there any plan to drop a new record, anything in the works?
Yeah, I'm working. Well, there's something I can't say too much about, but there's something kind of different and special coming out soon. It's really hard to describe what it is. You'll just see it soon. But as far as a new Bleachers record, I'm about halfway through it.
Awesome.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
I'm going home, take the bus home tonight, and I wake up and go to the studio.
Awesome. Well, something I know our fans are always really intrigued about is, of course, we know you for the great music, but just outside of music, what are some things that you do for interest or
no
some
life.
downtime? No life outside of music?
Yeah.
I know the feeling.
It's just, there's nothing It's weird. I like to relax from music. I'll work on other music, or like if I'm on tour and I'm tired, then I'll write music. Or if I'm in the studio and then I go home and listen to music. It's just all that. That may make me extremely one-dimensional, but I don't really. The rest of my life is extremely simple. Like I have trouble decorating my apartment. I have trouble buying groceries. It's just all seems to come second, and I don't know. I don't know if that makes you complex, but it's just or the opposite.
Yeah, no, I know the feeling. Especially running a music website, you're constantly just involved. Every aspect of your life is it, but it's
totally
an amazing thing.
Everything relates to it. Everything I do, I wonder how it comes back to that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, just to wrap everything up to date for all of your fans who are going to be watching our interview, anything you'd like to shout out to them?
I just said I really love Canada. I really love Canadian music. Tegan Sara and Ron Sexsmith and Neil Young is some of my favorite artists of all time, and my impression as an American is just that like all this like great music trickles down. So I'm sad that this is the last time we get to play Canada on this album cycle, but excited to make a new one and be back in a couple months.
Oh, we're going to be excited to have you back.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time today.
Sorry for the weird handshake.
No problem. Remember, everyone, you can visit us at amusicplugin.com for exclusive interviews, features, and so much more with your favorite bands. Until next time.
Yep.